My friends, I want you to think about a man like Sir Ranaulph Fieens, a man who's been called the world's greatest living explorer, a man who has stood at the ends of the earth where no one thought human beings could survive, a man who has crossed the frozen wastelands of Antarctica and the boiling desert of Arabia, a man who has pushed the limits of human endurance. And I want you to understand that his story is not just about adventure. It is about the human spirit. It is about what you and I are capable of when we stop listening to the voice of fear and start listening to the voice of possibility. Because too many of us live our lives inside the safe zone, inside the comfort zone, inside the boundaries that others have drawn for us, and we never dare to test how far we can go. But Sir Ranaulph Fieens shows us what happens when you step outside of ordinary living and pursue extraordinary challenges. When you decide that failure is not the end, but the beginning of discovery. When you decide that risk is not something to run from, but something to embrace as the price of greatness. When you decide that your life will not be measured by comfort, but by contribution, by courage, and by how deeply you have dared to live. He was not born into fame. He was not born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He was born with obstacles, with challenges, with setbacks, just like you and me. But he developed the mindset of a man who refused to settle. He became obsessed with testing himself against the hardest conditions on earth. And that is why people remember him. That is why his name is written in the books of history. Because he understood that legacy is not built in the warm, safe places of life. Legacy is built on the edge of danger. Legacy is built when you choose to attempt what others call impossible. Legacy is built when you decide that even if you fail, you'll fail forward. Fail daring greatly. Fail in a way that teaches the world what's possible when you are willing to sacrifice your comfort for your calling. And here's the thing, my friends. You don't have to be an explorer across Antarctica to live with that kind of fire. You don't have to be in the Arctic to feel the ice biting your skin, to know what it means to challenge yourself. You don't have to walk across deserts to understand what it means to be thirsty for more in life. Because the truth is, each and every one of us has our own desert, our own Antarctica, our own Everest, our own challenge that looks impossible. And the question is not whether it's difficult. The question is whether you're willing to face it. Because the mountain is not there to stop you. The mountain is there to show you who you are. The storm is not there to destroy you. The storm is there to strengthen you. The ice is not there to freeze you. The ice is there to test your fire. Sir Ranaulph Fieens lost fingers to frostbite. He endured unimaginable pain. He faced death multiple times. And yet he kept coming back for more. Not because he loved suffering, but because he knew that suffering refines us. Suffering sharpens us. Suffering strips away everything that is superficial and reveals the strength that has been hidden within, and that strength is in you too. The question is, will you use it? Will you step into the unknown? Will you stop saying one day and make today the day? Because if you keep waiting for the conditions to be perfect, you'll be waiting forever and your life will pass you by. Sir Ranaulph didn't wait for perfect weather. He didn't wait for perfect timing. He didn't wait for guarantees. He moved in spite of the uncertainty. He moved in spite of the risk. And because of that, he discovered the greatness that most people will never touch. And I'm telling you, greatness is available to you. Greatness is in you. But it will not come knocking on your door. You have to chase it. You have to hunt it. You have to be willing to risk being uncomfortable, risk being misunderstood, risk being doubted. Because greatness is not given. It is earned in the fire of struggle. It is earned on the road less traveled. It is earned when you dare to do what others will not. How many times have you told yourself you couldn't do something because it looked too hard? How many times have you quit halfway because it hurt, because it was painful, because it seemed impossible? But I want you to remember this. Impossible is just the opinion of the weak. Impossible is just a word used by those who have given up. Impossible is nothing but a test of whether you will stand up and fight. And Sir Ranaulph Fieens proves it. He attempted the Trans-Globe Expedition to circumnavigate the earth vertically, pole to pole, something no one had ever done before. And people said he was crazy. They said it couldn't be done. They said he would die, and you know what? He almost did, but he completed it. He became the first to do it. And history does not remember the critics. History remembers the man who dared. You have critics in your life. People who tell you you can't. People who tell you it's too late. People who tell you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. But history is not written by the critics. History is written by the doers, by the dreamers, by the ones who refuse to quit. And here's what I know. You have a dream. You have an expedition of your own. Maybe it's to start a business, Maybe it's to heal a relationship. Maybe it's to change careers. Maybe it's to write a book. Maybe it's to inspire others with your story. But whatever it is, you've got to step into it like Sir Ranaulph stepped into the ice. Fully committed, no turning back, no matter what. Because when you commit at that level, when you burn the bridges behind you, when you refuse to give yourself a way out, you discover a strength you didn't know you had. Most people never find that strength because they keep giving themselves an exit. They keep leaving the back door open. They keep saying, if it doesn't work out, I'll go back. But greatness doesn't live in a land of go back. Greatness lives in a land of no retreat, no surrender, only forward, only up, only through. Sir Ranaulph had every reason to quit, every reason to turn back, every reason to say enough, but he didn't. And that is why we talk about him today. And if you decide right here and right now that you will not quit, that you will not give up, that you will not surrender to fear, then one day people will talk about you too, because your story will become a light for others who are still trapped in darkness. You see, the true purpose of life is not just to survive, it's to serve, it's to inspire, it's to show others what's possible, and Sir Ranaulph Fieens did that with his expeditions. But you can do it with your life, in your community, in your family, in your business. You may not be crossing the Antarctic, but somebody in your life is waiting for you to cross your own frozen wasteland, so they can believe it's possible for them too. Somebody is waiting for you to take that step, to make that leap, to walk through that storm. Because when you do, you don't just change your life, you change theirs. And that, my friends, is what greatness is all about. And I want you to understand something powerful. Sir Ranaulph Fieens didn't become great because he had no fear. He became great because he acted in spite of fear. He became great because he faced down storms that could kill him, and he chose to keep moving. And that is a lesson for you. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is a decision that something is more important for you.